There's a quiet magic in giving old things new roots. A wooden crate that once held apples, a ladder that reached dusty rafters, a tin can from last winter's soup. These aren't just forgotten items. They're waiting to hold soil, to cradle seeds, to become part of something growing, breathing, alive. This is where the garden meets memory, where the past rises again in green and bloom. There's something deeply satisfying about giving old wooden crates a second life. I found mine at a flea market. Worn, paint-chipped, and full of character. Instead of tossing them, I stacked them sideways along a bare fence, secured them with weatherproof brackets, and filled each with potting soil. Within weeks, trailing ivy, colorful petunias, and fragrant thyme spilled over the edges like a wild garden escaping its boundaries. The wood aged naturally under sun and rain, blending into the landscape as if it had always been there. This garden isn't perfect. It's better. It tells a story of reuse, resilience, and rural charm. The crates breathe warmth into the space, their imperfections becoming part of the design. Every time I walk past, I'm reminded that beauty doesn't need to be bought. It can be rebuilt. A discarded pallet from a local hardware store became the centerpiece of my tiny backyard. After a quick sanding and a coat of natural wood sealant, I stood it upright and lined the slats with landscape fabric. Filled with soil, it transformed into a living wall. I planted trailing strawberries, creeping jenny, and dwarf lavender. Over time, the plants wove through the wood like nature reclaiming forgotten things. It's amazing how such a simple structure can create so much green in a compact space. Neighbors stop to admire it, and bees love the blooms. The pallet garden isn't just functional. It's a conversation starter, a symbol of how small changes can yield big beauty. And best of all, it cost almost nothing but a little time and imagination. pair of my grandfather's old rubber boots in the attic. Stiff, faded, but full of memories. Instead of storing them away, I drilled small drainage holes in the soles and hung them from a weathered beam on the porch using galvanized chains. Filled with soil, they now cradle cheerful pansies and cascading lobelia. One boot leans slightly, as if caught mid-step, adding whimsy to the garden. They sway gently in the breeze, a playful nod to the past. Every time it rains, I smile, imagining them back in use, stomping through mud. Now, they're nurturing life instead of shielding feet. This little project taught me that sentiment and sustainability can grow together. Sometimes, the most unexpected objects make the most heartfelt planters. Walking through an old barn demolition site, I spotted weathered planks with nail holes and sun-bleached grain. They called to me. Back home, I arranged them into a slatted frame, leaving gaps for small terracotta pots to nestle between. I planted rosemary, sage, and purple basil. Herbs that thrive with little care and fill the air with scent. The wood aged beautifully, its silvery tone harmonizing with the greenery. This vertical garden doesn't just hold plants. It holds history. It reminds me of slow living, of kitchens warmed by wood stoves and gardens grown from scraps. It's not symmetrical, not polished, but it feels honest. Every knot and crack tells of seasons past, now supporting new growth. It's the heart of my outdoor kitchen space, where cooking and gardening meet in rustic harmony. Living in the city, space is precious. I started saving tin cans, tomato, beans, soup, rinsed and labels peeled. I painted them in muted greens and rust tones, then wired them in clusters to a wooden backing. Mounted on my fire escape, they became a buzzing mini oasis. I planted thyme, oregano, and dwarf marigolds. Bees visit daily. The cans catch the morning light, casting soft shadows on the brick wall. It's surprising how such humble materials can create something so vibrant. This wall isn't just a garden. It's a statement. It says, "Even here life finds a way." My neighbors now save their cans for me, and we've started a tiny rooftop garden exchange. It's proof that sustainability grows best when shared. wooden ladder, once used to reach attic shelves, now leans against my garden wall, supporting a tangle of morning glories and sweet peas. I secured it firmly, then attached small baskets to each rung. Each holds a different herb or bloom: mint, nasturtiums, trailing cherry tomatoes. As the vines climb, they weave through the steps, turning the ladder into a living sculpture. It's like watching nature climb back into forgotten places. The wood creaks slightly in the wind, a quiet rhythm beneath the rustle of leaves. I love how this piece blends function and art. It's not just a support structure, it's a journey upward, a reminder that even old things can help new life rise. Every bloom feels like a victory. My garden is a patchwork of second chances. An old colander hangs near the kitchen door, filled with chives and parsley. A cracked ceramic bowl cradles moss and violets. Even a chipped teacup holds a tiny succulent on the windowsill. These containers weren't meant for gardening, but they've found new purpose. There's joy in repurposing, turning what's broken into something beautiful. Each piece has a past, a story, and now, a future in the soil. I don't worry about matching pots or perfect arrangements. The charm is in the mismatch, the surprise of a sunflower sprouting from an old boot or basil thriving in a yogurt tub. This garden teaches me to see potential where others see waste. It's messy, alive, and deeply personal. A true reflection of green living. I mounted 3 mason jars to a reclaimed barn board using metal clamps, then filled them with soil and herbs: basil, cilantro, and dill. Hung from a hook on the porch, they catch the afternoon sun and drip gently after rain. The glass gleams, the herbs sway, and the scent drifts into the kitchen window. It's simple, but it feels magical. These jars were once for jam. Now they grow the ingredients for dinner. I love how transparent they are. Watching roots form, soil settle, life begin. The wood darkens with moisture, the jars fog with morning dew. It's a small garden, but it feeds more than just plants. It feeds curiosity, creativity, and connection to the little things that nourish us. cleaning out my grandmother's attic, I found an old dresser drawer. Small, with a chipped handle and dovetail joints. I lined it with plastic, added soil, and planted trailing strawberries and variegated ivy. Now it rests on a stone wall, spilling green over the edges like a memory unfolding. The wood absorbs rain and sun, turning silvery gray, blending into the garden like it belongs. It's not a traditional planter, but it feels more meaningful. Every time I see it, I think of her hands, her garden, her love for growing things. This drawer doesn't just hold plants, it holds legacy. It's proof that beauty doesn't need to be new. Sometimes, the most heartfelt gardens grow from what we save. A single old tire, painted in earthy terracotta, now cradles a dwarf lemon tree in my backyard. I stacked 2 others nearby, filled with marigolds and lavender, creating a tiered garden that hugs the curve of the yard. The rubber holds heat, helping plants thrive even in cooler months. It's unexpected, yes, but it works. I've seen farmers do this for decades, turning waste into warmth and color. The tire doesn't scream recycled. It whispers sustainability through function and form. Kids love climbing on them, gently, and birds perch on the edges. It's rugged, practical, and quietly beautiful. This garden doesn't pretend to be fancy. It's honest, tough, and full of life, just like country living should be. A fabric shoe organizer at a thrift store. Plastic pockets, metal grommets, slightly faded. Hung on my balcony railing. It became a vertical farm. Each pocket holds a different herb. Mint, thyme, parsley, chives. The fabric breathes, drains well, and takes up 0 floor space. On sunny mornings, I snip fresh herbs for tea or omelets without stepping inside. It's like having a kitchen garden at arm's length. The organizer sways slightly in the wind, pockets fluttering like open hands. What was once for shoes now nurtures food. It's a small victory for city dwellers with big dreams. And when neighbors ask, "Where'd you get that planter?" I smile and say, "It used to hold sneakers." window frame, rescued from a renovation, now stands in my garden like a portal to another world. I removed the glass, replaced it with chicken wire, and filled the panes with soil. Now, each section holds a different plant: oregano, creeping thyme, dwarf nasturtiums. Vines curl through the mullions, turning the frame into a living tapestry. It leans against a stone wall, catching light and shadow throughout the day. It's not just a garden, it's a piece of history, reimagined. The wood creaks in the wind, the plants bloom in seasons, and the frame watches over the yard like a quiet guardian. Every time I pass, I feel a sense of continuity, of old structures supporting new life. As the light fades and the evening air carries the scent of herbs and damp earth, the garden hums with stillness. The boots, the crates, the jars, they don't just hold plants. They hold time, intention, the gentle rhythm of a life lived with care. And in their weathered edges and repurposed forms, something beautiful takes root. A quiet kind of renewal, growing upward, one reclaimed piece at a time.